call ourselves Step 3. And our essentially background. So I started contributing to DAOs sometime mid last year. And then, so the space was still sort of booming. Before that, I was in the NFT space. And then and please let me know if there is any audio issues or anything of that sorts. So for me, I didn't like, I read about DAOs. I was like, hey, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. So I started contributing to DAOs right away. But then I stumbled my way through to some smaller DAOs, which are much bigger now in comparison. So after designing, and I've been a product designer my entire life, so that is the only thing I can possibly contribute as. At least that's what I thought earlier. So since then, I started contributing to some smaller DAOs, and then I want to contribute to Gitcoin DAO, which is something sort of I'd been looking at for the longest time. So in order to do that, I went to the DAO, I spoke with some 20 odd people, and it ended up taking me 3 days to realize that I need to submit a proper job application in order to get in. Now, the experience with Bankless is much, much easier, but there are a lot of bigger DAOs where there is, just the aspect of decentralization is something that is widely missing, or just the gated access in itself is something that is sort of difficult to get into. So that experience did not sit well with me. Then we just spoke with other folks to figure out maybe I was doing something wrong. And as it turns out, whatever contribution we do or value add we do in one community, it does not really translate with us, does not travel with us when we move to a new community, unless there is like some overwhelming social credential on some of the sites, or you have enough connects in a new community. So that was the problem we were trying to solve. So we thought that maybe if interoperable reputation existed, life for everyone would be a lot easier. So that is sort of what we started working on. And for that, like, we create a protocol wherein, like, to capture the off-chain, we would want to capture the entire spectrum of participation and contribution. This is what the protocol looks like. So we have sort of this weird infrastructure. So what we have done is we have one main membership badge in the protocol, and that badge is upgradable and downgradable. You can set like n number of levels, and people can move up and down on the ladder. And apart from the membership badge is a soulbound token, which is associated with the account. And that you have contribution badges, participation badges, appreciation badges. All of these are essentially NFTs whose parent is the main membership badge. These are the badges that comes with the tool, but then you can literally create infinite more type of badges with whatever schema you want to have. And all of these badges, their parent is a main, or to say their soul is a main membership badge. There are a couple of advantages of this sort of architecture. One would be that, let's say your wallet is compromised and you need to transfer your credential to some other wallet. So right now you would end up spending somewhere between 0.5 ETH to 1 ETH to just manually transferring like hundreds of NFTs from one wallet to the other. In this case, essentially what you need to do is just transfer the main membership, like request transfer on the protocol. The community will verify if the request is legit or not. In case it's legit, the membership membership badge will be transferred. Along with it, the entire credential set will be transferred, as everything else was a child of it. And like I mentioned earlier, the main badge is upgradable and downgradable. So every single change in the level is something that happens on chain. So let's take Bankless example. So for example, guest pass. A lot of people do incredible work move to L1 and then to L2, and then because of for the amount of token you need to hold, it becomes L3. So essentially, the leveling in the membership levels in Bankless is a result of part on-chain and part on-chain activities. So you can automate this process with this protocol. You can say that, hey, in order to get to L1, you need to earn so and so bank, or you need to be, let's say, approved in coordinate session, or someone higher up should be approving you for L1. Any of these things. And then for L2, you need to hold so and so NFT, or maybe so and so tokens. Let's say in Fight Club's example, you need to hold so and so token in order to have the membership. So all these checks you can automate for different membership levels. And you can also automate it to the extent that a person would need to do so and so participation to retain their membership. Now, why all this jing bang, right? So right now, there's like a problem that, from what I've heard, is a little prevalent in Bankless as well, and then is widely prevalent in communities like Index Scoop. So they have Bronze Owl bronze owl, silver owl, gold owl. So whenever people get to gold owl, their contribution and participation like drastically decreases. And from what I've heard, the same happens with L2 as well, like with some percentage. The thing there is, as of now, the way we give out sort of levels in communities is a result of a highest threshold a person has attained at any given point of time. But a more sustainable way or a better way would be to have the membership as a result of their participation and value add in the past X amount of time. It should be a dynamic a dynamic result of all your participation in a given time. That is something that you can do with a protocol like this. You can set whatever rules, you can make minimum requirements for each membership levels, so on and so forth. So with like proper UI, and these are the things you can do with the tool. You can give out membership, you can give out contribution badges, manage payouts, upgrade, downgrade, dynamic role management. So let me go to the tool. This is what the app looks like. Like all of you can literally play around with it right away. So let me just connect. And our protocol works on top of 1 second. Let me just connect with a new wallet. So our protocol works on top of Polygon. And one other sort of exception to our protocol is that everyone, like every badge that is being minted, it's impossible to mint a badge on a person's wallet without their consent. Because essentially every single badge that is being minted out is a soul-bound token. And soul-bound tokens are inherently difficult to get rid of if you don't have access to the tool. So in this case, like you get the option if you want to connect the multisig. In this case, we'll just move without. So every single contribution, you can do some external payments and also incentivize people. So I just have like a set of things. So that, okay, let's call this band. Yes, please.
Spaceman.
Yes.
The show the membership screen.
Sorry, come again.
I'm not. Are you streaming now?
I'm sorry, I'm not able to get you. Can you please repeat that one last time for me?
No problem. Just go ahead.
Yeah, I can see the screen. It is coming through live. There is a really bad echo though, and I think that's coming from Space Monkey's microphone, but I'm not sure.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. Let me just quickly connect my.
Yeah, we can hear you just fine, Space Monkey, but when we talk, then we hear ourselves back.
Yeah, 1 second. Let me just fix that. I hope that. Please let me know if my audio quality is acceptable.
Yes, it is, and the echo is gone too.
Sorry about the echo. And thank you for being patient. So this is where we are at now. The community is created. So the way protocol works, it's similar to a multisig. I can add n number of addresses. Like even now, people can just drop their addresses and they'll be able to register as approval on the protocol. And this is something that you can change at any point of time. And every person who is sort of approval on the protocol, there is an on-chain footprint. So the way our protocol works is very similar to Gnosis. So Gnosis smart contract creates another smart contract for you that the community itself, that the people who created the safe owns. The same thing happened just now. A separate smart contract for Banda was created. And then like, since I was the only approver, so this is what the UI is. And as you can see, I can set all these badges. So just to show you how easy it is, let's say L1, L2, 3. I don't have designs pertaining to all of these, but let's just say. And that's it. Now these badges can be anything. Can be images, GIF, or even the HTML, like a dynamic representation. The HTML part I'll get to in a bit, and that's it. Our membership badges levels is created. So I can go to mint badge. I can mint any of these. I can either add all the addresses manually, and I can also upload CVS. So for the sake of this, let me just collect like another wallet address, do this. I can literally add maybe someone else's wallet or just changing the number. So in this case, and if you want, please just tag me and drop your wallet address. The same, I'll be able to whitelist you. All of this is happening on mainnet. And so the way badges are minted, all the badge minting is cashless. Wait, I just minted, right? In the oh, I'm sorry. It seems I didn't mint. Cool. So yeah, that's it. I just signed the transaction. Like you saw, the badge minting is cashless. In the community, I can see how many people I've given badges to and how many I've accepted. So if I go to this browser, so this is the wallet that I whitelisted a badge for. Whenever they sign on the app, they'll be able to see that what all communities they have a voucher for. So in this case, Banda is the one we just created. That's it. Let's call me Monkey. And this is how easy it is to give people memberships. Now, as soon as, like I said earlier, you cannot mint, it's impossible to mint an NFT on a person's wallet without their consent. So this is, so we are taking a sign as a proxy for consent. After the person has signed it, the wallet is, the badges will be minted, and the same will exist on OpenSea. Coming back to the tool, so now you see we have contribution badges, appreciation, participation. Appreciation is sort of a way wherein to give people like an on-chain footprint of their outlier performance. So participation badges are, so we have like right now, most of the participation, either it's not documenting, for example, in Mantis we have Sesh, but then Sesh is not something that is on-chain. And let's say we want to have, or we want to utilize all these things for any sort of governance, then participation is not something that people will be able to utilize. So what we have done is, instead of like making poets every single time, it works exactly like Legion bot. You just run the Discord bot, and then whoever is there on the call, they'll get a participation badge. And that is not something that you'll have to like upload. It's just a template. It'll take up the name of the badge and just mint it. So in this case, the badge should be minted. Cool, the badge is minted. I can see the same on Polyscan or OpenSea. Coming back to this, let's just set up contribution badges. So this is how simple it is. Like you have a modular schema. You can create whatever categories. Let's just stick with this. This is what the contribution badge looks like, but you can change this at any point of time. So as setup is done. So for the contribution badges, either I can get someone a badge or people can request badge. So let's just give the same address a badge. Let's say design for Twitter banner. Something in the typical design fashion. Yeah, so that's it. Like I have given them a badge. So right now, like using all this metadata, a badge is going to be minted that will go to their profile. I'll just sign the request, and that's it. The badge is sorted. So if I go to my view, this was a view earlier, like I can see my memberships, I can see that I have no contributions. But the moment I refresh, the badge that the community gave me, I'll be able to see the same on my screen and I'll be able to claim it. The same thing I said earlier, that there is no sort of direct minting. Everything needs to be claimed. So in this case, after I minted it, the badge is mine. And the badge becomes a child of the main membership badge. So this main membership badge at all times have the complete on-chain proof of all your like contribution participation. Let's just create a request, this time designed for presentation badges, same thing. And let's do the same. And that's it. And the same activity can be done via Discord as well. So we have a Discord bot, so you just do / add contribution, and the same will be created. So if I go to my admin view and I go to request, I'll be able to see all the requests that like people would have received. And in this case, what we can do is, so in case a multi-sig were connected, then you would see like add payout option as well. So in this case, let's just add FIT. One design, cool, and I've approved the request. So this is merely a backend process, but like the reason it takes time is because the batch is being created on Avi. For the second one also, let's just mint a badge. So either you can give out payments, so in case of reimbursement, something like this can be used. But the value add of something like this would be to give out credentials on chain. Cool. So we have some badges, and similarly, like all the badges that are being approved, the same will show up in this sort of widget. So in this case, it can literally be hundreds of badges, and then you can just come. So you can say that, hey, let's say it's a big community, like a hypothetical, where there are multiple guilds, and then there is a set of people who have access to this tool, not guilds per se. For some reason, they decided to have like one tool for the entire community. So there you can give people access to approve the request, but not to sign the request. And then someone can come and like sign all the approved badges at once. So in this case, I'm able to see all the overview. I can cancel. If there were payout, I would be able to see that too. That works on top of Gnosis. So yeah, like all your funds and everything is safe at all times. So my request is, I just approved the request. If I go to my contributor view, I'll be able to see the same. If there were any payout updates, I would see the same. In this case, I'll be able to claim all of them. So now, I had a badge, I did some contributions, I claimed some. And let's say this person, Space Monkey, they've been doing incredible work. So what we can do is, okay, they got their badges, they got their like first membership badge, then they attended like bunch of calls, did bunch of bounties, all that. We'll be able to see the same, like what all contributions they have done, or they have not minted the other two. That's why it's not showing up. But we can see like full detail of what all they have done this far. And then at any given point of time, we can upgrade as well. So in this case, the moment I upgrade to L2, the same is going to reflect on chain. So essentially what this activity just showed us is a journey of a person in a community, like how it grows from just entering to doing all the work and then to where they are right now. And now, let's say I have L2 badge and I don't do any work moving forward. Now, this is where the automation process comes in. Either you can do it manually or you can do it via this. You can automate it. Let's say Space Monkey does not do any sort of activity in the DAO for a month. Either we just showcase that the person is not active anymore, or to get that on chain, we can also downgrade the badge. And suspension is also something that's supported in the tool. And please let me know if there are any questions at this point of time. Cool. I'll proceed. So this is what's there right now. Yeah, please.
Hey, what's up, Space Monkey? Yeah, I don't have any questions, but I do like that feature that you can downgrade or upgrade the NFT, so you can basically like have game theory baked in to the whole experience with these membership badges. I think that's really cool.
Thank you, Jairus. And the same, like it need not just be inside DAO activity. You can also connect it with any protocol, any on-chain activity. And it can be a combination of all three, similar to like Alpha Guild, but for credentialing.
So Space Monkey, I was wondering if there's any integration with Discord server.
So the only integration right now, and that is also not live. So what people can do is they can create contribution requests from there. But moving forward, what we are doing is that from Discord itself, like creating contributions and the participation badge I spoke of. That is the extent of it right now. But like moving forward, so what is something that we are sort of doing a POC on, would not be able to give timelines on that, is let's say you have a role in Discord. The moment you come to the tool, a bot will be running. Whenever the bot sees that you have so-and-so role in Discord, you will be whitelisted for that relevant badge on chain as well. So that is what is in works.
Thank you.
And please let me know, like, if you were thinking of some other Discord integrations or you had some other use case, and would love to know. So yeah, coming back to the contribution badges, like the visuals of it, that's how the protocol works. That's just a utility point of view. Insanely cool things can be built on top of this when it comes to the visuals of it. You can create any metric. So this is an example of contribution badge. You can say that, hey, I want, like in my community, I'm going to be rating all the contributions. you can say that contributions between, let's say, out of 10, like 8 to 10 will be golden color. The other one would be silver. The last one would be bronze. And the same applies to the main membership badge. Now, since the membership badge, like every other credential NFT, is a child of the main membership badge, this particular membership badge has the entire context at all points of time. So you can literally create a dynamic representation of a person's participation in the community. Every single parameter can be an XSS, and the same can be automated. So in this example, the idea was that you have blobs every single time you contribute, like different colored blobs, and then over time they sort of fade. And the shape of the badge, it changes with sort of every membership level. It sounds sort of gimmicky, but the idea is something like this, everyone's membership badge would look completely different, because the representation is a result of their participation and contribution inside the community. And it could be anything. It could even be something as silly as a neck of a giraffe. The more you work, the longer it gets. Or the more you upgrade, the animal changes. Anything is possible. And like a lot more intricate systems can be built on top of it. So yeah, that's that. And then on the next step, so this is something that we will be rolling out with FreeROS DAO. So therein, they have like a set of bounties and also like developer DAO. So I'll give you both the examples. So the membership is something that is for DAOs right now, that is manual, but in this case, you can sort of automate that process. So for example, in developers DAO's case, right now you can buy a token, like buy an NFT on secondary market and become a member. But moving forward, they want to open up their community to more folks. So they'll have a set of things that new people can do whenever they reach a certain sort of point threshold, they'll be eligible for a particular membership. And the same sort of in FreeROS. So that is also something that you'll be able to do. You can make it a paid membership, like a smart contract can be built on top of this layer, that whoever sends money, like this much money to this smart contract, they becomes eligible for so-and-so membership, or like a set of fake points, or just tasks. And yeah, that's more or less it. Thank you for bearing with me with the terrible audio issues. Please let me know if you have any questions.
Oh, it's not, your audio was just fine. Actually, we could hear you just fine. It was just every time we spoke. But yeah, thanks a lot for that. One of the questions I had, sorry if somebody else asked this before and I didn't hear the answer. You mentioned these are gasless transactions. How does that work?
So all these NFTs are on Polygon, and we have a relayer. So what that does is, no matter the chain you are on, you just need to click on the button, and we'll get you signed on Polygon, like because there is a relayer, and the same will exist. All the badges that are being minted, we are bearing the price of that. And since it's on Polygon, it's not a lot. Like it's literally peanuts. That's why you would see everyone, like whoever is working on any sort of, be it NFT tickets, be it credentials, be it whatever, everything is being built on Polygon. And even DAI is like dirt cheap. That's why POAP, you never have to pay for it.
So what's your funding model for this? How do you guys raise funds?
So for us, right now, we are rolling on that VC money. We have raised like a tiny sort of fund, but moving forward, our revenue is going to come from integrations. So that's what we are hoping for. To give you an example, DAO is like an under-collateralized DAO that is going to come in. You can check out like this thing, DAO, and it's sort of one of the possible integration. Like it's still in talks, but the idea is like if you would have read the DSOC article, the DSOC research paper that Vitalik dropped, essentially bunch of those things that are outlined there are possible with this protocol right now. You can literally stake your reputation for under-collateralized lending for loans. So that, and then we have spoken with bunch of DeFi protocols. So right now, if you go on chain, the available footprint is incredibly less. The only thing you have is how many tokens you have held for how long. That's the extent of it. The biggest sort of trust builder indicator would be creation of a proposal, and that too, even though it's not on chain, at least it's there in the public registry. But that's it. So whatever these credential sets are, there is a lot you would be able to unlock on top of it when it comes to reputation, when it comes to identifying who the person is, or doing anything on those sorts. So that is where we are hoping the money will come from. And a small part of it, so the dynamic NFTs that I spoke of, where they all look different, everyone, that is also something that we are hoping we'll be charging for, because that is incredibly gas intensive. So NF, that's all we have in mind as of now.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, in case like anyone comes up with a question later on, I sort of lurk around in DAOlations all the time. Just feel free to ping me. And again, thank you everyone for spending the time, for listening to my presentation. Been a lovely audience.
Yeah, thanks for the presentation, Space Monkey. Definitely looking forward to testing out these membership NFTs with Rep3 for our engagement group. I think that's going to be really cool. And yeah, I definitely see these NFTs having some utility for L2 members of Bankless DAO and L3, because like right now, they're only really like, to be an L3, the only incentive, the only thing that you get to represent that you're an L3 is a Discord role tag. And then with an L2, you're basically able to be a moderator on the Bankless DAO server. But yeah, it'd be nice if, like for an example, recently there was an incentive for Lens XYZ for level 1 members of Bankless DAO, like anyone that holds 35,000 bank to get a Lens XYZ profile name. And yeah, so that's able to be verified on chain, but it'll be nice to have like special perks for people to actually like contribute to the DAO, so we can incentivize more people to actually work their way to becoming an L2, by actually like having other outside entities actually incentivize that with potential airdrops and gifts of that nature. And then for L3s as well, because it'll be nice to incentivize people to actually hold bank to take some sell pressure off. So yeah, I definitely see some utility there with these NFTs, so that we could actually prove that we reach these levels on chain.
Exactly, and not just that, right? So right now in the S5, like the season 5 proposal, brilliant work, like it's really cool proposal. So there is a separate sort of allocation for end of the season incentivization. So retroactive incentivization is something that people just do, like either via coordinate sessions, or is sort of based on like the documentation of the exact work that is difficult to keep. But if you have credentials for all of these things, that is something that also is unlocked. Like you can just look that, hey, what all person did what all, and it's all properly documented. You can track where this came from. You have the entire sort of source of truth for everyone's participation. So yeah, I guess that is also something where something like this could be helped. And then gated access again. You can create as intricate gated access system as you want, like based on whatever contributions, whatever participation. And then like one of the problems that I've heard from NF is just not to know like who all people are active and who aren't. So something like this will give you, so since participation badge is automated, no one will have to click on session to say that, hey, I attended so and so call, because I personally have failed to not click on the button at multiple times. All of that will be documented by itself. The same goes with contribution there, even though manual work is required, but there will be proof of anything. And then you can automate it however you would want.
Yeah, nice. I remember adding you to a group chat with a few members that could help with this initiative a while back, maybe about a month ago. But yeah, we can go forward, I think, and make a forum post to get more eyes on this and see what the community thinks, and take those next steps to actually create some badges for L2s and L3s.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So there, like links, like we are connected with links, and then I've been connected with like NF and Justice for the longest time. So we might be doing like a small sort of POC in either Education Guild or PM Guild. So I'll keep you updated on that, and maybe we can see like how that goes. So doing like
cool.
a POC is, yeah, it's incredibly easy. You can literally get it started right now. Like the tool is live, all the stuff works, whatever I showed you just now.
Great. And that's good that you keeping in contact with 0x Justice. That's good to hear.
Yes, sir. Justice and NF and yourself and then CryptoDad, like everyone in Bankers has been incredibly supportive from day one. Yeah, like really glad to be here presenting in front of all of you.
Happy to have you, man.
Thank you very much.
Well, thanks a lot for the presentation.
Yeah, man. Looking forward to collaborating with you on multiple efforts, man. Thank you for this presentation.
Yeah, for sure, Jairus, and thank you everyone again. See ya. I guess I'm done with the call.
I see you, man. I see
Thank
everybody.
you. See you.
Have a good.
Thank you. See ya. Bye bye.
See you.